Hi, how are you? Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great day. And I have some new stuff to show you guys. So hang on tight. Let us do a project together. I know I've been doing live sales on Mondays, but I just was not ready today to do one. I have to do a little bit more prep work. So we'll do one hopefully tomorrow, okay? So stay tuned for that. Make sure that you sign up for notifications so you know when it's happening. You can comment the word Bistro on this post to get the link to get the stuff that I'm using. Let's see if I can. Hi, Kathy. Good evening to you, my friend. All right. So this is the 9x12 outside the box frame. And all you do is just slide it out of the slit right there. I'm going to set this to the side so that we can prep this surface. Okay, so if you haven't heard yet, we are partnering with Dixie Belle. I have some what we call sea spray here. And I just have some chalk paint. Okay, you can use any kind of paint. You can use our paste. It really doesn't matter what you use. Okay. I'm going to put some paint on a color tray, okay, and I'm gonna probably put too much here, but that's okay. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some of the sea salt. So this stuff is like a powder, okay, that's what it looks like. And I'm using this color called, what is this? Grotto. It's this green, like a tealish green. If I could pick up this stir stick, that would be wonderful. Okay, so I'm just going to use a stir stick, and I'm going to put some of this sea spray right into my paint, okay? And then I'm going to mix it. I shouldn't have set that in there yet, but that's okay. Hi, Donna. How are you? Hi, Sandra. Welcome. All right, now I'm going to mix this in to my paint. And I think I went way too heavy with the sea spray, so I'm going to just add some more paint here. And maybe even a little bit of water. I am doing too much, is what I'm doing, okay? I've done this before, once. Okay, it was not a nightmare like this, but we're gonna give this a try and see how we go, okay? So trust the process. Let me mix this in. And it's gonna be kind of chunky, okay? And that's exactly what you want, okay, whenever you mix it with your paint. This is going to give anything that you put it on texture, okay? So just keep that in mind. Mix that all up. It's going to be very chunky, all right? Make sure that you do mix enough paint into it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, now that I've got it fully incorporated, or about as much as I'm going to get it incorporated. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to just put it on my surface. Now, I don't want it to be so thick that it takes forever to dry, okay? That was my mistake that I did last time that I did this, is that it took a long time to dry. But I'm literally just spreading it randomly on my surface, okay? I'm not even caring where I put it, all right? But I don't want it to be like so thick that it doesn't dry, all right? And I'm gonna make it dry. I'm not gonna wait, okay? Obviously, we're not gonna sit here and wait for it, but I just want it to be like, however, okay, it doesn't really matter. However you want. You can also use multiple colors if you like. It's totally up to you. Now, I know this looks like a hot mess, okay, but just bear with me and trust me. Hey, Rainy, how are you? Hi, Lori. Hi, Laura. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Alma. How are you? It's so nice to see you too, love. All right, so now just make sure that this dries really well, okay? So use your dryer, use your blow dryer, use a heat gun, whatever you have in your craft room as far as a blow dryer goes. And get it good and dry, okay? I'm gonna also close my paint too. Try. Yeah, trust the process, exactly. So the first time that I did this, whenever I was in Dallas a couple weeks ago, people were looking at me like, Pam, what are you doing? Other designers were like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, at that point, I was very unsure of myself, okay? But the finished project looked so good. So it was shocking how good it looked. Hi, Lynn. How are you, love? All right. So just go until it's completely dry. Now remember, these bigger chunks are going to take a little bit longer to dry. So keep that in mind because you're just going to smear it if you don't. Hi, Sally. How are you? Y'all say hey to my friend Celeste. She's one of my longest time friends from, I think we've met in 7th grade. Oh. Alright. So I don't want to smush it down. Okay, I want it to be textured. So I just want to make sure it dries really well. You also are going to need a sanding block, so make sure that you have one handy. Okay, and I have a heavy grit one here, a 60. Okay, I also have a 220 that we can use to sand this at the end before we put our transfer down on it and just make it really smooth, okay, before you put your transfer down so that you don't tear up your paint that you're going to put down. Hi, Lynn. Welcome to the party. So we're using sea spray mixed with a little bit of paint. I use this Home Decor Folk Art chalk paint, okay? But you can use, hi Kathy, I'm doing great. You can use any kind of paint. You can use our paste. Just mix it in with the sea spray. And then spread it on like you just don't care, okay? Wherever you want to put it, on any surface that you like to use it on, this should work, okay? I wouldn't use it on a chalkboard unless if you're using chalk paste, okay? Don't use acrylic on a chalkboard. Oh, that one needs to be dried a little more. Sorry. And make sure you use a high dry setting so that you're drying this as quick as possible. Hey Lisa, how are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining me. So you can comment the keyword tonight, Bistro, and get the link to get all the stuff that I'm using. And plus, if you didn't know, you can also sign up as my Perks member to save 30% on all your product purchases on my website. Plus, I give a discount to my Perks members whenever I do my live sales. Y'all, this paint. So I got this little doohickey. It's like a jar opener for my kitchen. Hi, Steph. How are you? And it lives in here, okay? My kitchen will have to figure it out. All right, so I'm just going to use a foam brush, all right? And we're going to do a rough paint job, okay? This paint is super thick. So I'm going to spray this with water, my foam brush, and then I'm going to get a little bit out and wet it down some because it is incredibly thick. It's hard to spread. a little ridiculous how hard it is to spread this paint. Okay, see, I'm already having a problem though, because I don't think that's dry all the way. So I'm gonna lightly spread this, okay? And that water situation is not really working for me, so I'm gonna lightly spread it very gently so that I try not to bring the green through too much, okay? I don't want to just have a light green instead of a white. Now you could do, the one that I did whenever I was in Dallas had a black top coat. You can do any colors that you want. And I actually used 3 colors of paste underneath with the sea spray. So you can pick as many or as few as you want, okay? And just dot them around, make it look like a mess, and then paint over it, and whenever you go and sand it down, it'll reveal a cool design underneath. Or you can use this to add texture, okay? You don't have to paint over it either. Here we go. Well, I just splattered paint on my shirt. I'm glad this is like a cheapo t-shirt that I literally just didn't feel like getting dressed this morning, so. Okay, I'm going to dry that, and then we may do one more coat, okay? Hi, Gwen. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Connie. Welcome. How are y'all? Alright, so I'm going to dry this really well, and I think I will go over it one more time with the white, just to tamp down a little bit of that, the green getting smudged. But if you like it, then great. I do like, whenever I do this kind of paint like this, make sure that you dry your layers in between, or else it'll be like cakey, and you don't want that. Especially, imagine once you put a transfer on this, having a bunch of cakey paint is just going to rip up that paint. And I mean, with this, what we're going for is like a rustic, but you don't want to ruin it, okay? Hopefully my vision is going to come out. Now, this idea was from another designer, so this is not original, but I love this idea that she gave me. And I don't have any right now, but this transfer is the one that we're going to use. I would love this with a little bit of gold leaf too. Like, there's so many ideas. Have y'all ever used gold leaf? I love it. It's gorgeous. It's kind of a pain to work with. And it makes a giant mess, but it's so much fun. Now, you want to make sure this is really good and dry, okay? And if you leave it like this, which I may actually end up doing just that, I want to make sure that it's completely dry before I start sanding it, okay? And there's a lot of still wet spots that I can see. Hi, Marie. How are you? Welcome. You're on the live, not on replay. You caught me tonight. So I don't know if I've seen y'all, but we discovered a hole in our roof after the hurricane. So I filed an insurance claim to hopefully get our roof replaced and to get some water damage fixed inside. So hopefully y'all pray for me that we get that approved, because I don't want to pay out of pocket to have to fix all this stuff. And I want a new roof. We're missing a ton of shingles. We have a hole at the peak of our roof. So even though Beryl was just a Category 1 hurricane, he did a number on us. I've lived in Texas most of my life, besides the 5 years I was in Tennessee. Never have I ever replaced a roof or even needed one. So sadly, it looks like this house is going to require it. Hopefully only one though. Yeah, I'm sure he's just going to really be loving it with just the couple times so far that we've had somebody get up on the roof. Oh my gosh, he loses his freaking mind. So I'm sure that day is going to be really fun for me trying to work from home. Alright. We're getting there. Let's see. I just don't want to smear my paint or have any funny business going on whenever I start to sand it, because I am going to sand it and it's just going to smudge it everywhere if I don't have it completely dry. But I think I will just do one layer, because I have another. So have y'all seen this? This is another one of our new products. It's a gel stain. I'm going to try that on here too to see if I can't use that as like a distress this. Hopefully it's going to work the way that I intend it to. I don't know. I've never used it before, so we'll see. Y'all get to be my test audience. So we get to learn together on this page. I don't try anything out before I come to you guys and say, hey, here's an idea I just came up with. Let's do this. Alright. So make sure that you comment the keyword, which is Bistro, to get the link to get all the goodies. Are you? Yeah, so we tried after the hailstorm in May to get a new roof. I can't get that stupid lid to go on. And got denied. Which we wouldn't have a hole in our roof now if we had not gotten denied then, which was very annoying. And I wouldn't have additional repairs that are needed now if I would have gotten it approved, but whatever. Hi, Tammy. How are you? I don't think. Hopefully, because the deductible is high. I'm not ready to live this kind of adult life. I don't think. Okay. I think I'm good. So this is my 60 grit sanding block. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to go along here and I'm going to sand the ridges. Okay. Where that sea spray was like poking up. And it's going to give me a I made a mess, first of all. But it's going to give me like a background for on my surface. Now this is 220, okay? I just want to smooth it out so that there's no like major ridges here. Okay? Alright. There we go. And I've got a mess on my hands. My whole desk is covered in teal dust. I'm covered in it. Oh God, it's all over me. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to attempt, and I don't know, this feels very liquidy. I'm going to take this and I'm going to squirt it on a color tray. Oh. Let me shake it better, because that doesn't look right. Hold on. Okay. I'm doing good, Tammy. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. There we go. Okay. Shake it really good because it was not mixed. And then I'm going to take a new foam brush, just add a little bit of water. And I do wish that I had a paper towel in here. To kind of smudge this with, but the dry side sort of works too. Okay, so if I had this to do over, I would not have gotten this brush wet, okay? But I'm not mad about it. I think this is a good, and I wasted a lot of that. I didn't need nearly that much, okay? So live and learn from my mistakes. Dry this really well. Let's wax. And we're going to wax the surface really, really well, okay? I'm trying my best not to peel up my paint that I put down. But I'm really liking this a lot, actually. This is better than I anticipated. Yeah, gold leaf would look awesome. Silver leaf would also look awesome with the teal. Just hit that one more time with this sanding block to really... And the more you sand, the more you're going to have that undercolor come out, okay? So just keep that in mind. And now I don't have any kind of... Oh my gosh. I need paper towels in my room. I don't know why I don't keep them in here, but I don't. And that's a mistake. So have a roll of paper towels, because I would wipe this off. I don't want to wipe it with a baby wipe, but that's all I have, so... You know, you live and learn. Okay, wax. Now, surface wax can be found in my shop if you don't have it, if you haven't used it yet. And basically, it's a clear wax that's put on the surface that you're using to protect the surface and the paint that you put down and protect your transfer. Now be careful, don't put down too much, and I'm a little scared that I may have overwaxed it, but we're going to find out. If I did, I'll show you how to fix it, okay? Yeah, me too. I'm liking this a lot. In fact, I have well, I don't have it yet, but my mom is giving me my grandmother's buffet that is old, and I really want to refinish it, and this is what I want to do on the top. Something like that. I want to refinish the whole thing and like restain the entire thing, and maybe I'll use something like that to restain it. And then on the top, use the sea spray. And then seal it. And we do have gator hide, which is a sealer that I'll use also. Okay, so I'm going to just set this. Now, this transfers gorgeous. I love it. And I don't have anything hanging in my dining room right now. I've been like trying to work towards making stuff for my house. I think this would be a perfect thing to be hanging in my dining room. Alright, shimmer shadow, just black with the tiniest bit of glitter, because you know me, I gotta have some kind of glitter in my life. But you could use just regular black also. Now, whenever you click the link, whenever you comment Bistro and you click that link, you're going to get the link to order this. And the color of the month, which is Orion, is also in that cart in case you haven't gotten it yet. Okay? Make sure that you snag that before it's gone. It's a purple shimmer paste, and it is beautiful. Probably going to use that tomorrow. But if you haven't gotten it yet, make sure that you do, because it's gonna, I'm surprised actually that it's still available right now. And this transfer is called Bistro Cafe. If you haven't seen it, it's from the launch, and I love it. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to gently pull this up. Y'all, this is perfect. Even though it did pull up a little bit of my paint, it looks like. Or, yeah, and my paste. I think I'm okay with that. It looks super beat up, and I'm digging it. I think it's just the perfect amount of rustic and vintage looking. So I'm going to quickly dry this, and then we'll put it back in the frame. Now you can also paint these frames. I love that about these. You know what? I'm thinking I might want to stain this frame with that stain. I think I want to. So let's do that. Let's let this dry over here. And I have my... Oh yeah, this is great. Oh, I love it. Now, you can use more or less to your heart's content. But the frame is real wood, and I love that about these. It's not like plastic or anything. But the stain comes in 3 colors. There's a gray, there's a white, and the brown. Okay, which the brown is tobacco. That's what I'm using tonight. Let me close that before I forget and dump it all over my floor. Okay, so it's just a little bit darker. So as you can see, that's the color. that it was. And then, but you could use one of the other stains too. That gray would have looked really nice with this project. I don't think so, Joanne. It's so, gold leaf is so delicate. I don't think that you'd be able to put a transfer on it and then pull it up. I think it would probably tear it. Alright. So I always like to put this back in right side up so that I can hang it and I don't risk losing my surface. If you had an issue like with this fork right here not being completely done because I tore up the paint, you could always clean your transfer and lay it down and go back. Isn't that pretty? I hope y'all love this. Again, you can comment the word Bistro to get all the stuff to make this. Super easy project. And make it look vintage and old. Just perfect and right in time. Okay? Love you all. I hope you have a great night. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.